is one of the 7 deadly sins often mentioned. So I want to start with the question, as we have been doing, about what it means to you, the word. What do you think of when we say wrath?
Um,
Who would like
just
to
I
start?
can start. That's wrath. So just it's not so common word from my vocabulary. So yeah, I used to use anger more mostly I use anger, but wrath just if I understood if just following the dictionary, it's kind of an extreme anger. But anger is for me, it's a really negative emotion. And it's not only extreme; it's a really negative emotion. It's anger, and when it's difficult to control your aggressive emotions, when your brain is completely switched off, and you forget all kind of techniques like deep breath or just concentrate and just so you just like switch off. You just have this emotion and you want to express it without thinking, without just being rational and so on. I think it's anger is a weakness when you cannot find a rational way how to express your opinion, your different opinion, and you can find any ways to oppose without negative emotions. um, it's like someone else. Sometimes it seems to me that it's not me, it's someone else, and I'm kind of an observer without the right of voice. Yeah, and I agree with that in article that was said that anger is a destructive power when you fly off the handle. And it's such a pity that sometimes we let our anger out with people we love, just like with family members, with kids, with friends, and with strangers. We are really different. We are more likely to block our emotions. We wouldn't. Sometimes we try to block emotions and not to show any kind of emotions, even including negative emotions like anger. So that's my opinion about it.
Okay, great start. Thank you, Natalia. How about everybody else? Do you think the same? Do you have any other ideas about wrath or anger?
Wrath is also a word that for me is not that similar, not that familiar with. And also I use anger a lot. But I don't think anger is a negative feeling because it's just a type of our feeling to express what we feel about something or somebody. And I think it's also kind of way that to express your feeling. And it's also a way to help you to digest the thing that you are not willing to get or somebody you are not get along with.
Yes, so is it just the emotion then anger? Is it just
Yeah.
the feeling?
Yeah.
But what if it then leads to, if it drives our behavior? We talked about this the other day, and we saw maybe wrath. We often talk about the wrath of God. It's used in the Old Testament, in the Bible.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
did you
I
think?
think the rust is used. I think it's same the angle, but in modern angle, I think, and sometime we use in the ancient god, right? We use some we have a disaster or the weather. Yeah, if we have a raining, we call, hey, what we have about the god, the god wrath. Yeah, right.
Yes, people maybe thought in the past God is angry, in different religions. Maybe in the north, the Vikings, they thought it was Thor with his hammer. How about you, Muk? Is anger a positive thing, a negative thing? Is it just a human emotion?
I think anger is just an human emotion that everyone used to experience, and is have a degree of it, like from just a little, like
Sorry, can
annoying.
you
Hello?
speak up a little? It's a
Okay.
little quiet.
There is a degree of anger, like from just annoying or to the very angry at something, to exaggerated or frustrated about it, and change your thought about it, and change your behavior, and make you, and sometimes make you did something that you might regret later about your decision. So I
Yes.
think although everybody experience or have or has anger, but this depends on how us to express and to control it.
Okay. So why then is anger why is it regarded as one of the deadly sins?
I think because when we angry, so angry at something, we sometimes did a bad thing to someone, and in the criminal news, which you might hear sometimes, that some people kill others because of they angry at something that don't that they did something that that person don't like, and make him angry.
Yes, right. Again, we talked about crimes of passion in the past. This anger can be a very strong emotion, can't it? As Natalia mentioned, it can block our rational thinking if we allow ourselves to be controlled by anger.
Yeah, and just after a while, just when you just feel this, you understand, just like maybe in several minutes, you understand, and you understood that you are not right. So just like you have to calm down and just maybe just to change the place, and just like drink drink water, or just try to change the activity, just not to be blocked in your negative emotion. But really sometimes it's so difficult, you just feel it, and you want to really express it, just, and then you understand, oh my god, I know that I have to breathe deeply, and just I should and you try to judge yourself, why this I did this, because I know how to so many techniques, so many things, and how they can help me just to stop this emotion. It's really bad. It's bad to express it towards other people and just to show it. But anyway, that's why maybe just in this kind of process, it's negative emotions and aggression could follow you, just not could lead you to some to crime or to crime, or to some really badly things. And so that's
Okay, but is anger always bad? You know, what is the purpose then of anger? Why do we get anger? Is it purely destructive, or can anger be good? Does anger have a place?
I'm just thinking this about it's mostly destructive. That's my opinion. Maybe just yes, but if you're motivated, you just have a lot of force. But it's kind of just to be assertive, yes, not be angry. So that's a different feelings. And when you're angry, you cannot control yourself. But when you're assertive, you are confident. You know what you want, and so just you use your brain. Just what you understand what you do. It's more rational.
Okay. And so be assertive instead. Any other thoughts? Can anger be good? Can it be useful or helpful?
In my opinion, I think sometimes anger is destructive, but I think sometimes it's it make you know about, hey, you don't like it, you have a feeling, sometimes some people make you angry, and if you don't have angry, it means you don't have a feeling, it's sometimes it's quite to make your if you make your is a normal man, it's not, I think it's not pure destructive for me.
Maybe if there's something, if you're angry, it could be a good reason. Maybe you see something wrong, some injustice, or people being dangerous or terrible manners. It might make you angry. That might cause you to act, maybe to stop something which is bad or wrong or evil.
May I just add, because I like that in the article, the title of the article, be angry just as you want to be, but express it with kindness. That's really fantastic. It's really clever and so smart, but anyway, it's kind of an anger, but not in a productive way. Yes, that's how to use it. How to use your anger, but I think it's kind of anger. It's kind of a force that you're energized and you just want to do something really good for you or for other people, and so just you're confident and you go to fight, but to fight not just like to abuse other people and just to make them feel bad, and just it's another strategy, just kindness, and by to be assertive, to be just to listen to other people, just try to advise, and just not just like using some rude words and just to abuse.
Yeah, it reminded me of the expression "like a bull in a china shop." I don't know if you ever heard this one. It's just going to cause damage. But let's come back to this. So that's a great sentiment, to express it with kindness. But is that always possible? In the heat of the moment. Sometimes maybe if a child is doing something dangerous, they need, you need that quick reaction to say, don't do that. Or should we be calm and say, it's okay, don't?
No.
What do you think, Anne?
I would like to say being angry or showing your wrath is a kind of way to show your bottom line to others. Then people will know we can't touch the line. We should stop seeing something like this way, or we should do not do something like this way.
Right, yes, good point. That's the line. Don't cross this line.
Yep.
Good point. What do you think? Muk, can anger be good?
I agree with you when you say that when you anger to the injustice or to somebody that was in dangerous, you have to take action immediately, and sometimes it might have no time to think how to express with kind, but we can talk about it later after your children were safe.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, I think
Good.
with the anger with injustice is the thing we should feel about it, and it depends after that how we express and do with it, because we want something to change about the injustice, so we have to take action and have the strong feeling about it.
Okay. Good. So let me ask to the next question is, can or should we avoid getting angry in the first place? Is it just something which happens and we cannot stop it? Or are there ways that we can train ourselves to not get angry at all? Or is it just a question of feeling the anger and controlling your reaction to it?
May I say, just talking about, for example, kids, just it doesn't work to be angry, to shout, to let your anger out, to shout. It's not workable. Yes, because it's kind of, I don't know, because it's kind of, as I said before, it's a kind of weakness. And to try to be calm down and just to be confident and try to provide your arguments, and in this way it's workable. People could listen to you because you show your respect to other
Really?
people.
Do children always listen to reason?
Yes, really. Really,
Even
really
young
listen.
children?
Even young children, yes, because yeah, try to explain, try to understand. Of course, sometimes it's a small kid when it's 1 year old. Of course, you have to control. You have to maybe sometimes correct his actions, take him and out. Just you have to bring him and somewhere, and so sometimes you have to correct his actions with your actions. But of course, anger, I think it's not working. Try to be more kind, to express kindness, because they're small. They're just, of course, they don't understand, and we have to be patient. And even just adults, just talking about my son, I could explain him when he was calm and try to explain that it's not good to do it in this way. I'm just really upset. And it's workable. And people don't believe me, but really believe, because in this way you are in the same level. You show that I respect you, and you are the same. I respect your personality. You are the same. You are. I don't think that I'm I don't know, leader, and that's you are my subordinate. Just you are my slaver. No, I'm trying to create a relationship, healthy relationship. Of course, it's not easy. It's not easy, but it's workable.
Okay, good advice.
I agree with you, but sometimes I would like to say you have to let the children face the music.
Good
Yeah.
expression. What do you mean by that?
It means if the situation is a little bit dangerous, but not as dangerous as like when the children touch the electricity, or not as dangerous as this one, you can just let the children try and then let them know the result. If they feel painful a little bit, or they feel unpleasant, they will know the result. They will stop doing this in the future.
Yes, good point. So that to let them face the music, to learn by trial and error.
Yeah. And because children learn by experience and exploring during their daily life.
Of course, they touch everything. They just taste everything. Just, of course, if it's really dangerous, like electricity, or just, of course, maybe you would provide alternative things or objects or toys. And kids are there, could be switched off from one activity to another. So just for them, it's easy to move here and that, and just if they would forget for a second that they wanted to to touch electricity, to taste some dangerous things. So that's why we are here. We are close. We are parents. We can control. Of course, we are responsible for it because they don't know how to what to do, what is good or not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and also when you face the children and show your anger is also an attitude to show your bottom line, to let them know, oh, my parents or my friends, they are not happy with this way. Yeah.
Yes, right. I think that's quite interesting. If you're always calm, they might just think it's no different than anything else they did.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you have this anger, then maybe it does show them that they have done something they really shouldn't do.
Yes. And it's also true in the foreign affairs.
All right.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that? Can you explain?
For example, if two countries diplomatics they met each other and discuss with some foreign affairs, they may show their anger if they are unhappy at the first place, because that's the bottom line that the other country cannot touch, or they cannot point it or trying to manage.
Interesting. Because usually we think of diplomacy as being, the essence of calm. People should be calm. And
No.
no,
No, I
this is
think
to be diplomatic, to be subtle.
They should be settled, but they also have to explain their anger in a nice way. Yeah, the first thing they cannot showing their anger in right way to let two countries fight to each other. And the second, when they are talking about foreign affairs, they have to show their feeling, and this also means they are not happy with this situation, and we have to discuss it again.
Good point. Yes, but they have to choose their words very carefully.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, interesting. So even if we wanted to avoid getting angry, is it really possible? Or do you think it's just a human emotion that all of us get angry, even the Dalai Lama or monks, priests, these people, do they get angry but they just don't, they find a way to channel the anger or to not to act on that anger?
Maybe it's good just to analyze our anger and what made us angry. I mean, maybe some particular people, or just maybe a situation, maybe just, of course, if you're getting angry, for example, when you play cards, don't play cards. Maybe just it's better just to avoid to do some actions. Maybe to avoid meeting some people that make you angry, because there are some people, they provocate you to the anger, and just to show them that how brilliant they are, how perfect they are, and they want to provide how they're better and so on. Just don't meet these people if it's possible, of course. Just to try to analyze your anger. Of course, if you cannot block and cannot do something in this time when that time that you're angry, just analyze what kind of conditions that made you angry.
That reminded me of another expression in English. Sometimes we say, "Don't rise to the bait." This, I guess, comes from fishing. Some people try to provoke you. They want to to stir the pot and to get a reaction from you. So if you are angry, then that makes them the winner, as we mentioned. The pipe, we were talking about this, I think, in the context of racism the other day. Racism is something that I think rightly gets a lot of people angry. But if somebody's racist towards you, how would you react?
Yeah, I think if you have somebody racism you, I think you don't care about them. If you care and if you have a feeling anger or wrath, I think it means they win. It's same you said. I think I should don't care or make a joke something. I think it's okay with more than you angry.
Yes, right. Don't show them that you are upset or angry. But I think most of us would at least feel it. But yeah, I think that's right. Don't rise to the bait. My mother always taught me if people try to wind you up, don't give them the satisfaction of seeing that it's working. Okay, so this next question is, I think, related to what we've been talking about. We're saying, should we try to control our anger, or is it sometimes better to just let it out, let it fly? You'll feel better. You'll relieve your tension. Smash a few things. No? What do you
Maybe
think?
when you cry, if I think that it's mostly, maybe it could be healthy just to cry. It's better just to be angry and just to involve other people. Just maybe it's
Do you
better.
cry when you're angry?
I'm not sure of that. When you are so disappointed, when you're so upset, and just when you feel that, wow, when you try to how to say, you're sad and feel that life is getting to the end. So that's kind of feeling, yeah. Of course, it's better just to control. It's to try to find ways and just to avoid, because when you're angry and just you are so. I don't like this feeling, really. I don't like this. I would like to avoid, and at all. For me to be rational and to know and to feel relaxed, confident, assertive, it's better ways just in order to be angry, and just when your hands are shaking, when you're just yeah, it's kind of not healthy for me, not. So yeah, I would prefer to control.
Okay. Anybody else
I would
on
like
this question?
I would like to say it depends on how you behave. If your behavior is not harmful for others and not harmful for yourself, it's okay to let it out. But like some of my friends, when they got angry, they are throwing things like pillows, glasses. That's really
Oh, dear.
bad.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really bad. And I think for this
Yeah.
situation, it's better to trying to control yourself and trying breathe deeply, or just to go outside to calm down yourself. And but if you feel really angry and you just went out and release your anger by yourself, and it's not harmful for others, and it's a good way, I think. Just to let your anger out is good for your health.
Yeah. Sometimes people suggest having a big kind of scream. Maybe doing it in your car or somewhere that no one else can hear.
For me, it depends on what you are angry at. If the thing that annoy you is cannot be controlled, I just let it go, and sometimes talk with my close friend to to complain about it, not to keep it on my mind. But if something that annoy you is uh, can be correctable, and is good to express my anger, I will express it, let it out in the proper way. Try not to hurt anyone's feeling, but want to make some change.
Yeah, good. And Pipe, what about you? Do you have any ways to release
Yeah,
your
I
anger?
think sometimes it's should let it go for me, because if you in the restaurant and somebody, the waitress is make you bad service, they have a bad service, you know. Sometimes if we okay, I let it go. I don't care about the bad service. It means the service is not a developed. You know, I think I just said, but I don't say it by the angry. I just said to them because I want them to develop something. You know, I'm angry about it because they make the bad service with me. You know, sometimes we should talk, we should let it go, but we control something about the feeling. Yeah.
Okay, yes, good. There's a quote that I'm trying to think of. I can't remember who it was by, but it says something like, it's easy to get angry. Anyone can get angry, but to get angry to the right level with the right person, the right time, that's that's really difficult to do. I'm slightly misquoting, but something along those lines.
Only after the situation when you got angry, you will know what the right place is and who is the right person is and what is the right time.
Yeah, so I found it here. It's from Aristotle. It's a bit too long. I can read this. Anyone can become angry. That is easy. But to be angry with the right person and to the right degree at the right time and for the right purpose and in the right way, that is not within everyone's power, and that is not easy. That's a long one. Anyway, yes, it's a good, maybe I can share this with everybody. And then I'm going to give you guys some situations and see what you think if you would get angry in this situation. Okay, first of all, let me try to share this. Where's it gone? Here we go. Can you see it?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's the real skill, you know, to direct your anger. Okay, so for the rest of today, I'm going to give you some situations, and I want you to tell me honestly how you would feel about this. Okay, are you ready? Number one, you buy a ticket for the bus, but lose it while traveling to work. The inspector gives you a $200 fine. How would you feel? Would you get angry about this? How would you
Angry
react?
at yourself, firstly, not to the inspector. Of course, you're a loser. You lost the ticket, and so you're responsible for it. Of course, sometimes it happens. Maybe that's a good lesson. Of course, you might be angry to yourself, to judge you, and just to, but it could be inside, unpleasant feeling. Not just to shout and to get anger out, because this person is not responsible for your fault. And sometimes there's the really good example with drivers. So some drivers would like to command and be aggressive, but towards other drivers, but you are, for example, your passengers, why you are should listen to this anger out. And that's it's dishonest to act in this way. I mean, for drivers.
Yes, we have a name for that It's called road rage.
Oh, outrage. Yes.
It's so common. Yeah, we even have a name for this expression. Yeah, road rage can be deadly in some cases. You have to be careful. Okay, how about you guys? How would you feel in that situation? Would you be angry at the ticket inspector?
This used to happen to me,
Okay.
and the person I angry almost is myself, and try to find and rethink about it. Where this, and finally after an hour to find this is about at the parking lot that I lost my parking card, and I cannot go out. So I
Right.
try to search for the card for an hour before I
Wow.
found it. Yeah, and I'm so angry with myself, but not at the inspector. But luckily, finally, I found it.
Yeah, it reminds me of some of my situations with parking wardens. I have been angry with some parking wardens in the past. I think most people have. Okay, next one. You are walking on the street. A person looking at their phone bumps into you, spilling coffee on your shirt. How do you feel about that? Do you get angry? You idiot! What are you doing? Look where you're going.
That's a really problem nowadays because people always watching their phones when they're walking, and it's also a problem in the during the rush hour, and I really angry with somebody who are just watching their phones and ignore the other passengers during the rushing hour. But in this situation, I'm still angry with myself because when you notice a person who are just care about their phone and didn't notice the surroundings, you have to watch that. You have to notice that and to try to avoid the situation happen.
Good point. Yes. Maybe you were not paying attention 100%.
I think both of them are not paying attention.
Yes, I agree with you. Yes, it happens and so much. Of course, I don't understand people that why you don't just stop and just I don't know, check your phone and just send a message. It's really dangerous for you and for others, and especially if you cross the road, it's very dangerous. You're not focused and you're so how to say. You're not concentrated. It's really dangerous, and
Yes.
so of course I try to just to try to avoid and not just to fight and try to avoid this situation. And I know that it's better just to be smarter in this way.
Yes. And I always tell myself, if you are miss something, you have to deal with immediately. When you're walking on the road, you have to stop and use your phone. When you use your phone, you have to stop. That's the safest way for you and both the others.
Yeah. Just stop and just spend several minutes just to maybe to answer. Maybe it's very urgent. But I think it's not urgent when you just walk in and it's really your custom to always to have this phone. As we mentioned, there was a wonderful watch, like a kid, like a small kid. So we always carries it in our hands and don't put it outside. Just like it's kind of like a small kid, our phones.
Yeah. Many people, not some people, even control vehicles while looking at these devices.
Yes.
Yeah, you mentioned vehicles. I met someone when they are driving, they are answering the phone or WeChat or message on their phone.
Yeah.
Wow, that's so dangerous. And I cannot understand this
Have to get you.
situation.
Yeah.
To make you angry.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if I take taxi and the driver answering the phone during on the road, I will just tell the driver immediately, you can stop and then answer your phone, or you can answer your phone later after you let me out.
And do you take an angry tone with the driver?
I'm seriously to speak in this way, but I don't think I'm angry. Yeah.
Okay, good. Very good. Okay, here's another scenario. You are waiting in line at the supermarket checkout. An elderly woman pushes in front of you without saying anything. How do you react?
Just not to push it, just not to react in the same way.
Push
just
her
not
back. Hey,
No,
get out of
no,
my
I
way.
just say maybe just I don't know, step, just maybe because it's elderly person you mentioned, and of course I respect people and especially elderly people, and I don't know, maybe if this person is ill, maybe that she doesn't feel good, and so it's so many reasons, and so I would
Does
prefer
that
to
excuse?
avoid.
Okay. Does it make a difference if it's an elderly person? What if it was not an elderly person? Just someone who pushed in front of you?
So sometimes maybe it happens even just when it's crowded, because Moscow is very crowded city, and so sometimes in metro when I just walk and just sometimes people just push me, and of course I just okay, and I wouldn't stop and just to say something about it. No.
But if you're in a supermarket queue, you're waiting there patiently. Somebody pushes in front of you.
I think that people should say sorry, and just like they would. I didn't really meet such kind of rude people. They just, especially in supermarket, they just. Oh, I didn't. For example, I don't. They don't like me, and they just try to push me and just to to do something, just to touch my just yeah, to pay my attention in this way. I think it's not good. It's really strange for me. It's
Yeah,
cannot
you know, in
imagine.
Britain we are very keen on queuing. We don't like people pushing in front of us in the queue. So if you see somebody pushing in, somebody in the queue will say something.
Yeah.
Yes, just so say.
Even someone at the back, you start saying, "Oi, you, don't do that. Get to the back."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's same in Beijing. And also that will make me feel angry. But
Yeah.
just like you said, elderly, we can do nothing.
Let them go.
Yeah, if he just want to be the first thing I will go to the end of the queue, and the second thing, if they are not elderly, I will just tell them you should go to the end of the queue. And also, it's the good thing living in Beijing is the waiter or the waitress, the server. How can I say the person when
In a
you
restaurant?
pay? Yes.
So there could be the assistant.
Yeah, the
checkout
assistant. Yeah, the checkout assistant will tell the person you should wait or you should go to the end of the queue.
Yeah, good point. Okay, so one more scenario here. You put $20 in a vending machine and select a drink that costs $2.50. The machine does not return any change to you.
Calls. Maybe just to call.
Smash the machine. What would you do?
If you are
Doesn't work.
It can work sometimes if you hit it right. But be careful.
maybe just I would call to the help, to support.
Yeah,
Just ask
that's
what
the
should I
wise
do,
way.
and just could they help? No, I wouldn't do it because I'm not so strong to do it
I must admit, yeah, in the past, I think I've just given it a gentle tap on the side.
I prefer to talk, and
Yeah,
to
of
talk.
course.
To
No,
try
I
to
wouldn't do
find,
anything like
yeah.
that now. Okay, well, does anyone else have any final comments? Anything else about anger or wrath? Do you need to get your anger out? I
We are
hope you guys are
happy.
feeling calm,
We're not
angry.
angry with the our class and that topics and the nice conversation. Thank you, David. We are absolutely
Thank you.
happy.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
a
well,
happy conversation. But in Chinese, I would like to say in Chinese, they are always talking about emotional control. When you feel angry, you have to calm down yourself. And because your purpose is to deal with the problem or to deal with the task, it's not to show your feeling, especially in the working situation. To remember what your purpose is, that's really important. Your feeling is, yes, it's important for yourself, but it's not important for the whole team.
yeah, that's probably quite important in a country with 1.4 billion people. Yes, I think it's a good lesson for everyone. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe sometimes to think more about your behavior and maybe just to think twice rather to say something or to do something. And yes, I've noticed that, like I traveled in China so many times, and people are polite and they don't express their feelings and emotions. And also, just I had Japanese partners, and also they can control themselves, and I think it's a really good character, good trait, and so good things. But like Italian, they are so emotional people, and that's kind of it depends where you live also, just because it depends on your culture and the place you live.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think it's a similar thing in Thailand here. Most people do not get angry or try not to get angry in public. It's certainly frowned upon more than even in the West, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
How about you, to anything to add on anger in society or in Thailand? What's the view?
In Buddhism, there are some quote about angry that, like, not a quote, but it's a lesson that we learn that we cannot control how we feel, how it start to happen, but we can try to know, try to realize every thought that coming up, and then you can think what to do next. Like you have to be at that moment and know every feeling that start to happen, and then there is a short period of time that you can rethink before you do something.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I think that ties in with what both Natalia and Anne were saying. To be present, be in the moment, feel, accept it, but try not to act on it blindly.
And I would like to add one small thing. It's also a relationship, because that was the article about healthy relationship, and it's also it depends on with whom you live. Just if your partner is not aggressive, not it's. I think that you would be the same and not to be aggressive. So just it's very important to live with the right person. Yes, and it's like continue to this quotation of Aristotle. Just it's better to choose the right person, the right partner. Just that in this way you have a really comfortable and healthy climate at home. So of course it will affect. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I guess the way we behave affects others around
Yes,
us.
yes, sure. So you used to behave in this way, in way of politeness and kindness, and so that's also you would perform it at public.
Okay, fantastic. So thanks again, guys. I have
Thank
to
you,
leave you
David.
now, but well done and
Thank you.
take care. Have a good week. See you
Yeah,
soon.
the
Thank
same.
you.
Thank
you.